Hey everybody, what's up? I'm back. Well, kinda. A little bit. Not really. Kinda. So, I'm attached to a ship. I'm not gonna tell you what ship or out of where, but I go out a lot. I'll talk about it once I'm done in 3 years. Well. But there's going to be periods of time where I'm home, and there's going to be long periods of time where I'm gone, and then I'll be back for a long time, and then back out, then back in, then back out. It's kind of an interesting schedule and lifestyle. But I like it so far, kind of. Some of the people I work for are kind of rough, but overall not too bad. Hopefully I make Chief on my way out of there, or LDO or something. We'll see. I don't know. But it's cool to actually be doing some high-speed stuff. Like some actual global impact high-speed stuff for the military. I appreciate it. But anyhow, back on topic. There's a lot of people I need to thank, and I just got back, and I just got my house semi-set up, and I just had time to sit down and start doing this stuff again. I failed everybody. I didn't write names down, and there's people that have sent me messages. There's a guy in particular, I gotta find his email because my emails have stacked up for being gone for so long. So I have to go through all my emails, find this guy again. He sent me something on Beretta safety for the Centurion, so I gotta talk to him for a Wilson drop-in part. But we'll get to that. I'll find you, bud. I promise. I just gotta screw my head on straight here. It's hard being gone for so long because when you come back, it's not the same. And I currently live by myself, but pretty sure I'm gonna wife up that girl I met. So the Glock 34, how's it doing? Well, pretty good actually. My girlfriend bought me a Vertex backpack and one of the cool little holster things. It's like fold together Velcro weird. And what's funny is in the video it uses this exact setup to put it in there. So the byproduct of that is my Glock 34, wherever that backpack goes and I go, goes with me with about 5 loaded mags. So I've actually been indirectly carrying this gun, and I really like the 34. I should have started with the 34. With all the other guns that I have, Glock really didn't have a place, but the 34 offers a lot, and it's a cool gun. I also think it's one of the best looking Glocks, to be honest with you. I like the cutout on the top. It looks badass. I like the length, and it's such a cool gun. I really like this gun. This one ejects properly, fits awesome in my hand, and I just really like it. And it's confidence inspiring to have if you had to pull it out and use it. I obviously wouldn't conceal carry it, but I now have a holster to do that with. Once I get an X300, I can holster it. It'll work without the light, but the TLR1 is not the same dimensions as a Surefire X300. So I got this holster. Somebody sent it to me. Thank you. I will do a proper video on it later and thank you by name. A lot of you guys take really good care of me. You either say, hey, I got all this stuff I don't need, can you give me X amount for it, which is a really good deal. I send you the money, you send it to me, and you put up with my bullshit, which is great. Thank you very much. And that's how I got one of these holsters. And the same guy who sent this to me gave me an opportunity to purchase a bunch of SIG stuff off of him, which I'll be getting to in a second. Another one of you gentlemen allowed me to purchase a whole bunch of these magazines off you for a really good price, and I now have, I'm very well stocked with Glock 17, Glock 34 mags. Thanks again, and I'm also putting these base plates on almost all of them. Very happy with that. I have the cool 33 round, I've got 2 of those and all sorts of stuff. So this gun you're going to be seeing a lot more of. The only changes are going to be when I get a Glock 17, this setup, oh, and he sent me this too. But I do like this a lot, and I would keep it on here if I didn't have the holster for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an X300 on this. It's going to live on this gun, and I'm going to move this over to a Glock 17 and get a holster set up for that. So I'll put this to use and be able to use this gun with that holster so everything's covered and kosher. Fun fact, I finally broke this. The back latch broke, so it's a good thing he sent me this because now I can still use it. So it's set up for a Glock 17 and it fits the 34 obviously, so it might even fit a 19 to be honest. But I still get to use it. It works really well, and I do like the pressure switch. I do wish it was a little more low profile, but it's pretty functional, and once you get used to it, it's kind of nice. It also smooths out the Glock finger or whatever the hell the problem is. It's more prevalent on the 19, doesn't really happen on the 17s, but it's nice and smooth down here. Works out great. Really liking the Glock 34. If you are on the fence about ever getting a Glock again or whatever, definitely check out the 34. Onto the SIG. So again, I now have a lot of holsters for it. One Glock 34 holster. So this guy sent me this one. That's the Glock 34 holster, also for the Surefire, so I can conceal carry it if I so choose. It's a big ass gun to conceal carry. I might do it for lulz at some point. And I have this holster, which I absolutely love. No idea what it is, and it fits snug, but it works. Very, very nice fit, and it doesn't strip the finish off my SIG. I also have a very appropriate incog for it, so I can carry a 226 concealed if I so choose. This is also going to let me play around with an incog a little bit, which I'll show you why in a second. And this holster as well, just another option. I like having options. He also sold me some more mags, which is good. I got 3 of the 18 rounders and another US made 15 rounder that's identical to what's in the gun now. Still love this gun a lot. This is possibly one of the best purchases I've ever made, and I love it. Every day I have it, I fall deeper in love with it, and I don't want to say it's my favorite 9mm pistol. I have a lot of great 9mm, but this one is, the experience of firing this gun is incredible, especially with this on there. So very happy with it. And this has grown on me quite a bit too. I'm not gonna say I had buyer's remorse from purchasing this, but $300 for that is savage. You can buy one on Amazon for $269 in black or tan with batteries and with a case and with all this other shit. So paying $300 for just this was a little rough. I don't think I'm ever doing that again. I plan on buying at least one more of these, and one is a gift to both my uncle and mentor, and possibly one for my girlfriend, which we'll get into later. But this is really expensive. Like, I don't even mind the price of the gun and the nice case you get with it and all the other, you know, pizzazz and all that other shit. And some of the stuff is really nice, but they upcharge everything for the Legion. I don't understand, like, a little bit, but that's $300 is aggressive. I wish it was like I could live with $250. And I know we're essentially arguing over $50 here in my mind, but man, that's expensive. Like $300, you can get a rifle light. Money goes a lot of other places. So while I almost completely regretted purchasing this, I really love it now that it's on this gun, and shooting it together is great. I also really like the X300U. I was gonna not go the 300U route and just stick with the Streamlights, the TLR1S, the TLR1 high outputs, whatever. I was gonna go with those, but I much prefer the X300U. The more I play with it, the more I use it. You know, I just really like it a lot better. It's a lot more solid unit, and it doesn't beat up the guns as much. And I didn't have one to contrast with, so I had no idea that the TLR1 was so savage on certain things. So I really do like this. I'm probably gonna buy 5 or 6 of them for different weapons so they can live on the gun, and I don't have to move it from gun to gun over and over again. 2 TLR1Ss I have, I'm gonna maintain them, and I'm gonna keep using them. There's no reason not to. They work just fine. So I think the Glock 17 I'm gonna pick up, and right now I have one on my P30L, which is actually my home defense gun right now. But this I'm going to keep using. You know, it works just fine, and there's no reason to just, oh, I don't like it anymore, I'm not going to use it. You know, I still know how to work it just fine, and it serves its purpose. Plus, this is violent, so in a way, the TLR1 is perfect for in-home stuff for me, especially with the color of my walls. But this thing is, it's very violent. I don't know how people use 1,000 lumen light. I know there's 1,000 lumen weapons lights now. I don't know how you guys do that shit. I saw that one Gun Channel's video somewhere, and he had a very solid argument for why you want all of the lumens, but I can't do all of the lumens. I've got light blue eyes, and they're not great for light or something, I don't know. But I can see pretty good at night, and just having, this is like my lateral limit for lumens, is between the 500 and 600 mark. I am not interested in anything over that. And moving on, but more to come with this gun, more to come with all the cool holsters I got and all that stuff. And I'm really excited about it in general. Now to the last couple points here. This is the last show and tell part. I got this from T-Rex Arms, and finally an offhand. Now this is left-handed, and I told my buddy I was getting this, and he told me, what the fuck are you doing buying a left-handed holster? You're right-handed. I'm keeping this on my offside for something quick to grab left-handed. And I've been training a lot with my support hand and getting pretty good with it, especially with this pistol. And I'm going to carry this with my P30L in the crossbreed, so this will be up forward and the P30L will be where I carry my crossbreed. So here's this. Now this was an experiment that didn't really get off the ground. An appendix holster just fine. I understand they're for skinny people. And I get what the guy from T-Rex Arms was doing with this. I don't think it's a bad setup. And I got one for my girlfriend, and I haven't had any input back from her, but she's built, you know, she's pretty petite. So, flat stomach, very attractive. Anyhow, she could probably run this just fine, but she's not very wide, so I don't know how all this works. This is too much shit in the front for me. I get it, it's fast, it works. In that capacity, I can tell that he built this for speed. In watching his channel, he focuses way more on speed than accuracy, and that's not necessarily a knock on the guy. He can shoot accurately, but when you look at most of his videos, his shot patterns are like this, because he's focused on getting hits, and that's fine. I'm not. It's not a negative hit, you know, like putting rounds on target. You know, more often than not, shot placement is cute at the range, but in practical application, you got to shoot somebody quite a few times to get that perfect hit. So I'm not knocking the guy. So don't go running back to T-Rex Arms and be like, oh, Devil Dolphin talking shit about you. Don't do that shit. So the quality of the holster is nice. There's two things I would change, too. Three. This, I get why he put it on there. This thing's annoying as hell. It doesn't stay put. So when I draw at speed, and part of it is my belt, I'm using a 511 Riggers belt and cinching it down pretty tight. It works for the most part, but it'll let this fin move. So I'm getting a better concealed carry belt, which is part of the equation, so part of it's my fault. That doesn't change the fact that I don't like this. I can probably unscrew it. I haven't decided to play with that yet till I get a better belt. I do have a little bit of pudge left, a little bit. I'm not in my grease shape where I was like 13 or 15% body fat. You know, I've been hurt a few times, jacked up my back. So once you fuck your back up, you get pregnant. So I'm coming back from it. I'm not in the shape I was. I'm still a little thicker. But I don't have an excessive gut. You know, I'm not fat. I'm slightly overweight. So I got about 10 pounds I can lose, and then I'll have a flat stomach. So all that out of the way, I can use this, and it's not terrible, but it does, you know, I gotta move just like this much skin, like a tiny little bit amount of skin when I holster. No big deal. This is for a tiny person. So I don't necessarily like that. So this bothers me. This bothers me. So the tension on this, which I'm sure I can adjust with this screw, this is super light. Now the reason this is super light is because reloads. So the placement's good. I would just increase the tension a little bit, and when the belt's on there, it squeezes it just a touch so it won't fall out. If you go upside down, probably going to lose this immediately, and this will be soon to follow. Now, the last part of the frustration that I have is, and I should probably download this before I get any further here, but for all you crybabies. So, this is not really a straight drop. So when the gun's on, it's not, you can't do that. You have to kind of twist it when you holster it, and it's very frustrating. When the gun is out of your pants right here, I can probably just, yeah, almost drop it in there. But for some reason when it's in the holster or your belt or whatever, it's got a little bit of flex, and you have to kind of like do this to get the gun in there, and that's kind of frustrating. Would I buy from him again? Absolutely. The other thing that bothered the absolute hell out of me is this dude doesn't have a phone number because he does it himself, alright? So I give him a lot of respect for doing it himself, and his emails were pretty good. But I had an issue, not his fault, where I was moving, transferring, and I had to send all my stuff to my girl's house versus to me because I wasn't going to have an address. To the day, and then a week of 8 weeks. So 9 weeks it took me to get this holster. So I ordered one for her, one for me, and the P30 SK holster just to try them out, and it shouldn't have taken that long, but I know he's a one-man operation, and I will say he gets distracted by doing other things. So if you order from T-Rex Arms, you're going to get a quality product. It's a nice product. I'm going to order a few more holsters from him to give him a shakedown and see how I like, you know, how he does business. I'm going to order, sans the sidecar, I'm going to order one just for the VP9 with the XC1 on there and give that holster a shot, because that's just more my speed. It's a lot more comfortable. This is not a comfortable holster. But you should know that when buying this holster. So I'm not saying this isn't a comfortable holster, you shouldn't get it. What I'm saying is you need to know what you're getting into, because it's not a comfortable setup, but you're not particularly buying, it's a race car, all right? It's a race car. You're not buying it for fuel economy, you're not buying it for awesome interior, you're buying it because it goes fast, right? So that's what this is for. It's so you can get into a fight, reload quickly, and do what you got to do, right? So this is a very, I don't want to use the term Spartan, but that's essentially what it is. Comfort is not even secondary, it's tertiary. So this is a good holster, the quality's nice, it has a few things that it does that I'm not a fan of, but by and large it accomplishes the mission it's set out to do, and it's built well. So I will be buying more from him, and I actually really like the SK holster. This is a great holster. Does everything I need to, quick on, quick off, and it's solid when it's on there, and the draw is perfect. So drawing and holstering, excellent, perfect retention, and very pleased with it. So I'm going to order one for my right side when I get super lazy, even though I don't like carrying just a subcompact. And yeah, and another one of these just for a VP9 with an XC1. So I like the guy, I like his products, he's a one-man show, got it, and he's a good dude. So, you know, I'll take the good with the bad, and I don't know that I'm going to get rid of this yet. I'm going to continue to get back in shape and do what I need to do, see if I like it after that, and possibly take this off just to see how it runs. So there's that. I guess I'll leave it in frame while I finish talking about the rest of my stuff. So this year and well into next year, I'm going to be very busy bouncing around. I've made some tweaks to my gun list. I've deleted all the Springfield stuff. I've taken a lot of stuff off. You're going to see me focusing on, I've got probably 2 or 3 guns that are guns I don't own already, and the rest are all going to be copies as far as handguns go. 2 shotguns, and rifles. And that's all I'm going to focus on. I'm about halfway purchased with all the guns I'm ever going to own in my entire life. So I'm at the halfway point at 31 years old and 11 years in the Navy. So cool as they all got to fit in the safe. You're not going to be seeing a whole lot from me this year and next year. Regular after a particular month next year, but until you start seeing videos next year, I'm not going to be doing them. I just will not be here. I'll be on deployment. Up to deployment, there's these things called workups, and they're random. And I'll be putting out videos when I can, guys, but that's the way it is. I just can't, you know, I can't help that part. It's time to do my part for the Navy. They've given me pretty good duty assignments so far, and this one's where I have to work for them pretty hard. So gotta do it. I gotta do my time, serve my country. Appreciate there's a few of you that have been keeping in touch with me via email or via message, and sorry there's no Wi-Fi in the ship, so I can't check these while I'm gone. But it's nice to see these emails, nice to see the comments and all that stuff flowing. I like seeing all the other channels that I like to watch continue to produce content and all that, and I will do a video on that later. I'm about to run out of memory. So I appreciate everybody sticking with me, and I am going to be working on my cars, so there's going to be money going to that as well. So you're not going to be seeing a whole lot of purchases. And I have VP9 SK coming and more VP9s. That's this year, and after that we'll see where it goes. So thanks for watching. Take care of each other, stay safe, and support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.